That's pretty.
Hello.
Hey, is that Ed?
Yeah, speaking. What's going on, bro?
How are you, man?
I'm good. Stuck in traffic.
Oh, sick. The joys of London.
Yeah.
Um, so how are you, man? Yeah, we spoke about Ground Zero and the upcoming events last week. So we just kind of wanted to get a bit more of your detailed
Yeah.
expertise on the event and kind of break down what's happening.
Yeah. So basically, we have obviously the cultural development dance program, which is happening between the 6th to the 12th of April.
Hmm.
Uh, and that one's pretty much just giving young people an opportunity to, take part in professional training,
Yeah.
and sort of making it accessible for everybody, especially for those that may not have the financial circumstances to go to some of these camps, which
Sick.
charge, £450,
Yeah.
£500.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So basically, breaking down that barrier, and obviously the story behind it is I was that kid.
Ah,
You know what I mean?
nice.
Not being able to go to this thing, wanting to go,
Yeah.
but because I have multiple siblings
Hmm.
and my parents can't be like, yeah, I'll give you £400 plus
Yeah.
train ticket, plane ticket, and food and accommodation to go there. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it's it's sort of going for that angle of there's so many talented young people that don't have the opportunity
Yeah.
to be able to go there, and those who have are thriving.
Yeah.
You know,
So
and
what's the how do they, if it's not a kind of fee thing, like it's more for affordable for kids, like how do they pay for it, or what's the situation with how do people?
so basically it's only £50.
Okay, nice.
So it's 15 plus workshops and seminars. So you have like
Damn.
Batala is going to be teaching 2 workshops,
Hmm.
EZ Twins 2 workshops, and there's a few other people that we have not announced yet. They're going to be
Hmm.
teaching 2 workshops too. So it works out to be about £2.50 a workshop
Oh,
for
mad.
2 hours.
Yeah.
So it's dead cheap, mate.
Yeah, that's
I
sick.
mean, you know, you pay £25, £20 for
Yeah.
normal workshops. So you get 100% your money's worth.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And is that like was that kind of made possible because you got funding for the event, so you can
Correct.
kind of
Yes.
afford to
Yes.
bring the prices down?
Exactly. Yeah. So the whole project it's not just basically on that. So it's a
Mm.
development program. So we also currently doing the media production
Hmm.
side of things, which we're also training some young individuals to actually be part of the media team. So they're going to be at the events filming in it.
Sick.
So it's a whole sort of not youth. It is youth led
Yeah.
sort of project, but actually giving people, young people especially, the opportunity to be in all fields instead of going external and hiring, professional production
Yeah.
people, which really don't understand the
Yeah. Yeah.
concept
Yeah.
of the things. But when you get people that actually know about it and can relate to, it just makes it more enjoyable for them and for everybody else watching because they will capture what's needed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've got my co-host for today, Abe. We wanted to ask you something.
Hey Ed,
Hey, what's good?
what are you saying, man? You good? Other than the
I'm
traffic?
good. Yeah, I'm stuck in traffic
Oh,
listening on
bloody
A40, but it's
traffic.
quite good, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah, I just wanted to ask: is this, forgive my ignorance, is this like your first event that you've put on? Are you planning to do more Ground Zero events or
So
branch off into other things?
saying that the Ground Zero event, it was active for 2 years through the lockdown.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you remember the
So
battle
we've
when I
been
battled
pretty.
Silk on the
Yes.
outside stage?
Yes.
That's his event.
Oh,
Yeah.
sick.
So I
Okay.
think Ed, this is the first like cultural development one, but it's not the first battle event that you're putting on, right?
No, this is the second cultural development
Oh,
because
sick.
last year
Okay.
we did it online. It was all online
Ah,
for
okay.
free.
Oh, nice. Oh, I
Yeah.
did see
So
something about. Now that you say that, I do remember that. Yeah.
yeah, so it was all online for free, and we had it was that because it was supposed to happen in person,
Hmm.
but unfortunately,
Yeah. We all
it
know
was
what
the
happened.
circumstances of that time,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
which wasn't possible to carry out. So we put it online. We just thought, you know what, just do it for free. Do
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know what I
Yeah.
mean? Get
Hmm.
people, and it was mainly aimed at young people because it was everyone was going through the hardships. You know what I mean? It was struggling. So I thought
Mm.
it would be great to give the young people something to do during the lockdowns. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
have an actual routine where they learn things and do things, and
Yeah.
that's what we sort of did. Was pretty good. It had a lot of interest, a lot of people involved, and So we're still sort of getting messages now saying thank you for giving us the opportunity to join our time.
That's sick.
So it's quite nice, you know, and obviously now being in person,
yeah,
still not, you know, it's £50. You know what I mean?
yeah. And you've got like international guests.
Yeah, it's to cover the cost of the venue, to be honest, to be real with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. And the battle event is kind of separate because I thought it was around the same time, but it's not. It's like it's a few weeks after.
So with the Ground Zero event, so that's happening 2 weeks later. So it's a whole program. It's basically all linked into one piece, but obviously separated into different
strands.
Weeks and stuff like that. So what with the Ground Zero one is a 3-day event. So obviously on Friday we have I don't know if you've seen the exhibition concept battles that we did on the VR platform.
I don't think I did. That sounds cool though.
Yeah, so we basically did a virtual reality platform where people can just log in from any world as avatars, and they go and watch videos in a virtual platform.
Oh shit!
We have judges going around and sort of judging all their concept videos.
Oh wow! Oh mad! We in the metaverse.
Yeah. It was pretty sick. So it was pretty good.
That's dope.
So it's basically based on that, but obviously now we're not making it as a video. We're making it as a performance. So they're going to be, you know, basically performing and creating like concept pieces.
Sick.
Basically a storyline behind the performance, not just just a set. And then on Saturdays the workshops, and on Sunday we got the battle event.
That's dope, man. That sounds sick.
Yeah,
and
that sounds awesome.
So the judge, because you said Batala. I think you pronounce it Bataja, right? I don't know.
Don't ask me. It's
I'm not sure how you say him. I call him Batala. So.
Yeah, I think let's go with that. But him and Easy Twins are doing the week, and then you've got P-Lock and some other people. Are they also for that cultural development week?
So they're all the people that have been sort of announced to do workshops. They're all going to be there for that week, basically for that period of 6 to 12, obviously on their specific dates. But for the actual battle event, no, they're not going to be there. They're welcome to come.
Yeah.
Have
you announced judges
doors
yet?
are open, but specifically they're just there for those workshops.
Yeah.
And then for the battle event, we have Little Caesar, Bruce, Blachard, and a proper. Is this live?
Yeah, not live, but we're recording.
Okay, well, by the time I announce it, we'll know. So third judge is Nelson.
Ooh, let's go. When are you announcing that?
I'm announcing that later on today.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because this comes out Tuesday, so you're good.
Yeah. So that's fine.
That's a good
sold news.
So it's three of them, and initially it was we unfortunately we couldn't get Wiggles down, but
but Nelson's
it's pretty good,
Nelson is high quality.
Yeah, man. Sick.
So,
all right. That sounds good, man. So they just run the dates one more time.
So between the 6th to the 12th, we have the cultural development program, which is like 15 weeks.
Yeah.
15 workshops.
Yeah.
15 weeks. 15 workshops and seminars, and it's open to 13 to 25-year-olds. But currently, it's also open for those that are 25 plus. Only up until the 28th of February.
Like early bird ticket kind of thing.
Yeah, so it's limited numbers for the 25 plus. And then for the Ground Zero event is from the 22nd, we have the hip hop theater night called Connect.
Nice.
And then workshops on Saturday. And then 24th of April is the Ground Zero battle event at Ealing Town Hall.
Sick. Well, bro, it sounds dope, and I'm definitely going to be there.
Nice one.
At very least for the battle event. I'll try and do what I can to get to the other bits as well. But thanks so much, man. I appreciate the details.
Yeah, no, it's so good, man. Thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate it too.
Anytime, man. I'll catch you soon, though. Yeah.
Take care,
nice one. Take care, guys. Have a best day.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Man said virtual reality.
Yeah, man.
Dancing in space.
Well, let's run the intro, because this is the Capsule. I'm back with my good friend Abe. And thanks for tuning in. They won't be able to see us while this.
Yeah. Or hear us. Cause
they can hear us. Oh, it's all good. We're just running a little intro, guys.
This is the Capsule. Welcome to the Capsule. Get your tea, get breakfast. Capsule time, yo. Watch it or watch it whenever you want to. End of the theme song.
song. What's up, everybody? This is a Capsule. I'm back with my good friend. I'm back by popular demand because the streets went wild when he was on this last time, and the comments were commenting. The peoples was people in, and they was talking, and they were saying we need that guy back.
One person said that.
Is more than that's double no people.
Exactly.
That's not how maths works.
Yeah. Sometimes you go on the streets and there's one person on the street, so that is the streets.
On the streets of these Instagrams.
You know what I'm talking about?
So yeah, Abe came back through.
Hi.
And Lee could not be here because he has responsibilities and he's a grown up and stuff. Whereas me and Abe just live our lives one mile at a time, like Vin Diesel said. One court. I don't know, what did he say?
I didn't watch that. Something about family.
Family. He's my family.
Family.
Family. So Abe came through and he had a few ideas of things to talk about and such. And so I said, let's discuss it. What was on your list?
Right, on my list, the first up is Maxi Waxy's video.
Oh, Maxi Waxy.
Maxi Waxy.
Who are we talking about? Who's Maxi Waxy?
We're talking about Silk.
Silky Boogie.
Silky Boogie.
AKA Max Revell.
Is that his surname?
Revel.
Revell.
Revell. I don't know. Revel.
Revell. I don't know why I said that.
So let's talk about this video of which you speak.
Yes.
So are you familiar with Far From the Norm?
No. Tell me.
Have you heard of BlkDog, Lotus Sever?
Lotus was from Avon, right?
Yes. Yeah. Back in the day, yeah.
Back in the day, yeah.
That probably would have been more. He would have been around in your era, I think. Like he used to enter house battles, so I don't know how.
I knew of him from when we were doing Toy Box days.
Oh,
and he
mad!
was doing thing, yeah.
Well, Far From the Norm kind of started around those days, but they kind of used to do smaller, like any other crew.
Oh, okay. So they're a collective.
Yeah, and they used to just do like they would be at all the like Jan's events and stuff that we would do.
Yeah.
But then they kind of got really good.
Yeah.
and
professional.
Yeah, they just kind of just did everything we were trying to do, but better.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But they became basically a big fucking deal. And they're a hip-hop theatre company now, or a theatre company. And they, the last thing they did was they, or not the last thing they did, but the most recent notable thing that they did was the... he had this show called BlkDog, which was like 20-minute theatre piece.
Yeah, I believe I saw... Was that at Sadler's?
That was the original one. I don't know where he showed that. I think it was probably at Sadler's. But then he made it into an hour-long piece and then like sold out 2 nights at Sadler's.
Bloody
which
hell.
is like...
It's just another Tuesday, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're right, selling out Sadler's. Come down if you want to.
Which is like a couple of thousand seats, I think, or something. Anyway, so all that to say, Far From the Norm put out a call out in response to BlkDog. So what they've written is, last year we searched for 5 ambitious creatives from any art form to work with us individually to create a short work in response to Botus's BlkDog. From audio-visual to AR, photography to poetry, we wanted to work with people who shared our values. Explore their responses below. So this idea of like responding to work is such a like artsy theatre thing to say. Like,
So can I ask a question? When
Yeah.
you say call out, it's like, yo, we saw what you did at Sadler's. You think you're a bad man?
no,
No.
wait, what?
Is
No.
it like they're like, we saw what you did, here's our piece?
It's
not like a...
No, as in Far From the Norm put a call out. So when I say call out in that sense, I mean like they put it out online, like if you want to do this, you have to apply.
Oh,
like an audition
okay.
almost.
Yeah,
like-
open call. Yeah,
exactly.
Okay.
So
You said call out and my head went somewhere else.
yeah. Battle mode.
Yeah.
No, call out as in, they said we are looking for people who blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, that's way more professional than what I was thinking.
So yeah, it came from Far From the Norm. Like they were the ones that said we want to have these people, and people sent it in. So yeah, the term responses is like it's quite a artsy fartsy term, I guess, like that we use. But like, I guess it's just what to put it in more layman's terms is like, I would say like what it inspires you to create. I guess. You know what I mean? Like you saw the show, like if you're like, it could be me like talking about it. Like I could have submitted like a podcast, like I did a review on BlkDog. Go check that out if you haven't seen it or listened to it. But like I could have submitted something like that where it's like what it inspired me to do was to talk about it. What
Yeah.
inspired you to do might be like to create like a monologue or something that like
Paper mache.
a paper mache.
A paper mache art piece.
It could have been a paper mache art piece.
That's my response.
I think it could have been anything. It says, from any art form.
That's pretty sick.
Define art though. Ooh.
Oh, that is a proper artsy. Now I see what you mean by that.
Yeah.
An artsy way. It's just like, you saw what we did.
What do you create that?
Do you now?
Yeah.
It's a stimulus. You know?
Imagine like Kyrie Irving applies and he's like, the way I dribble technically is an art form.
Oh dear.
So yeah, one of there was a few people that I know a couple of people. Sam Holland. Oh, move the whole camera.
Oh, I'm so sorry, camera.
That's totally fine. Pull it
Sorry.
back. Pull. There we go. Oh yeah. Sam Holland is an artist. He made this like work. I'm not gonna go like too much in it, but he's an illustrator.
Oh wow, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Which is kind of like the costumes. If you've seen the thing, it's like the
Well done.
costumes.
Well done, Sam Holland.
He's very dope.
I like his
and
style.
the one that we're gonna look at today in today's lecture
Oh, some silk.
was chosen.
Oh,
So he
Of course he
applied.
was.
I don't know what he applied with or how that works,
His
but
good looks and his talent.
probably. That's what got him the application to my heart. So then he was chosen, and from the way they phrased it, it sounds like they worked with Far From the Norm to create the piece. So he probably submitted an idea or something.
Ah, and they were like, we like what you've got.
I think
Concept. Let's build on it.
I think so.
Mm.
Yeah. I don't know though. So
Yeah. You're not speaking in absolutes here.
yes,
So don't get angry
because
if it's not the
almost every podcast someone DMs me to say you got something wrong. So,
Excuse me. You actually, I think you'll find, yo, man, I'm just in my house doing this, okay? So you're welcome to help me out.
I'm doing it all by myself. Okay, so Max's video is entitled Water.
Of course it is.
So here's what is written. Worship power, you will end up feeling weak and afraid, and you will need ever more power over others to numb you to your own fear. Worship your intellect, being seen as smart, you will end up feeling stupid, a fraud, always on the verge of being found out. By David Foster Wallace. That's it. That's quite a bleak phrasing. The other thing that he's written is
That's interesting.
yeah. So that's the quote. And David Foster Wallace, I assume, is I don't know,
A philosopher or something like that.
could be.
Basically, like trying to say, don't be egotistical about aspect of, what you love, because there'll be another side to it. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. Definitely.
That's not what he says.
Yeah, the DMs are blowing up. And then the quote from Max is, the idea stemmed from self-actualized isolation. I'm already confused.
Yeah.
Self-actualized, I don't know what self-actualized means, to be honest.
We're not that smart.
The idea stemmed from self-actualized isolation. This film showcases a character's experience of alienation while also capturing the effect this has on their surroundings, passers-by, loved ones, and also adversaries. Oscar Downing, my main collaborator, was an invaluable part of this process, and I have him to thank for making this what it is. And that is all that is written besides the credits. Cool. So, we thought we would have a look at this.
Let's have a look.
Let's have a freaking look at it.
Right, I'm sorry if you're listening over audio, right? You have to go YouTube to see this bit, because Luke's gonna put the video up, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. I'm going to put the video up, and we are going to watch it now.
Woo! Can I just say?
Being really honest, neither of us have seen this at this point.
No.
So we decided to watch this having not seen it. So if we don't like it, we have to fake it.
It's just both at the end, like both of our eyebrows are like up here. Interesting.
All right, let's have a look. Let's have a look.
There are these two young fish swimming along, and they happen to meet an older fish swimming the other way, who nods at them and says, "Morning, boys, how's the water?" And the two young fish swim on for a bit, and then eventually one of them looks over at the other and goes, "What the hell is water?" This is a standard requirement of U.S. commencement speeches, the deployment of didactic little parable-ish stories. The story thing turns out to be one of the better, less bullshitty conventions of the genre. But if you're worried that I plan to present myself here as the wise older fish explaining what water is to you younger fish, please don't be. I am not the wise old fish. The point of the fish story is merely that the most obvious, important realities are often the ones that are hardest to see and talk about. Stated as an English sentence, of course, this is just a banal platitude. But the fact is that in the day-to-day trenches of adult existence, banal platitudes can have a life or death importance. Or so I wish to suggest to you on this dry and lovely morning. Here's another didactic little story. There are these two guys sitting together in a bar in the remote Alaskan wilderness. One of the guys is religious, the other's an atheist, and the two are arguing about the existence of God with that special intensity that comes after about the fourth beer. And the atheist says, look, it's not like I don't have actual reasons for not believing in God. It's not like I haven't ever experimented with the whole God and prayer thing. Just last month, I got caught away from camp in that terrible blizzard, and I was totally lost, and I couldn't see a thing. And it was 50 below. And so I tried it. I fell to my knees in the snow and cried out, oh God, if there is a God, I'm lost in this blizzard and I'm going to die if you don't help me. And now, in the bar, the religious guy looks at the atheist all puzzled. Well, then you must believe now, he says. After all, here you are, alive. The atheist just rolls his eyes. No, man, all that was a couple Eskimos happened to come wandering by and they showed me the way back to camp. The point here is that I think this is one part of what teaching me how to think is really supposed to mean. To be just a little less arrogant. To have just a little critical awareness about myself and my certainties. Because a huge percentage of stuff that I tend to be automatically certain of is, it turns out, totally wrong and deluded. I have learned this the hard way. Here is just one example of the total wrongness of something I tend to be automatically sure of. Everything in my own immediate experience supports my deep belief that I am the absolute center of the universe. The realest, most vivid and important person in existence. We rarely talk about this sort of natural basic self-centeredness because it's so socially repulsive. But it's pretty much the same for all of us. It is our default setting, hardwired into our boards at birth. Think about it. There is no experience you have had that you are not at the absolute center of. The world as you experience it is there in front of you or behind you, to the left or right of you, on your TV or your monitor, and so on. None of this stuff is really about morality or religion or dogma or big fancy questions of life after death. The capital T truth is about life before death. It is about the real value of a real education, which has almost nothing to do with knowledge and everything to do with simple awareness. Awareness of what is so real and essential, so hidden in plain sight all around us all the time, that we have to keep reminding ourselves over and over, this is water. This is water.
Let's go, Max. All right, what do you think?
Right. Well.
Right, well.
That was very impressive. Before I say what I think... No, actually, I'll say what I think. I think I don't know enough to understand all of the things that were going on in that video. There was a lot. Mm-hmm. But I know I enjoyed watching it. And I know it looked really cool. And I know I want to watch it again. And I know when I watch it again, there'll be other things I appreciate about it. But yeah, he's just a little ball of talent, isn't he? What did you think?
Yeah, I think, to be honest, I was looking at the visuals and I was thinking about it and I didn't really take in the words. So like, I think on a second watch, I'd go back and focus on what the guy was saying more. Like there were some bits that like stuck out to me. Yeah. Like certain phrases and stuff, but overall I wasn't listening to everything he said because I was looking at everything going on. Yeah. And actually I kind of like that because I like art, I guess, that isn't you don't consume it in like 10 seconds.
No,
and
yeah,
like,
100%.
You know what I mean?
It's very rewatchable.
Yeah, and there's like layers to it. Yeah. I think it was sick. Like I definitely, the thing that I did get from it was the isolation type thing. Yeah. So it's like, I think, and I can say this now that I'm a lecturer of screen dance, lecturer of screen dance at UEL.
Go on, smell your own fart. Go on, mate.
Smells like knowledge. No, but
whoa.
What I was more focused on is like the whole thing is one shot. There's no cuts, right? Yeah. And I think a lot of people when they do dance videos and stuff, they use one shots because they don't know how to edit, or they use cuts because they can edit, and like that's the only reasoning behind it.
Yeah,
and I think, you know, I guess you'll get this because if anyone doesn't know, Abe's a sick actor, but you'll probably get this from acting and film wise. But like cuts, they kind of break up what's happening, so you have to be careful and strategic with how you're doing it. So where the idea of this is for you to focus on this character and to really emphasize the like loneliness of it and the emotion in it, right? So it's like the first thing is like it's panning to the left and he's walking in the center frame the whole time, so the camera's in step with him, and people are just kind of passing by. So no matter what's happening, and actually the people are doing more than he is.
Yes.
So naturally they'd be the ones that we'd focus on, but because the camera is moving with him slowly, it's forcing us to like stay with him and feel what he's feeling.
He's feeling, yeah.
And if you were to cut to like, which I think less talented, let's say, I was debating whether to say that, but we went with it. Less talented like filmmakers would maybe cut to like close-ups of him or like show details on the shoes or whatever, just because they can.
Yeah.
Whereas it's like if you're trying to get the audience to connect with someone and to feel what they're feeling, you don't want a lot of cuts because it breaks up what's happening and takes you out of the immersion.
Yeah.
So you want to stay with him, and all the way through to the whole end, he's center frame for this entire video, no matter what happens. And then the end, you know, like if you're listening and didn't see it, definitely go check it out. But like when it reveals and you're kind of seeing the behind the scenes, it's like taking that idea that he feels lonely in like, let's say, everyday life with people, and then it's like it even like breaks the fourth wall in a way and takes you out of the video and says, hey, this is a dance video that we created, but he's still lonely. Like even it's not like, oh, I'm lonely for the purposes of the video and then I go back to my normal life and have fun and blah blah blah, because that was just a character I was playing. It's like he's still this character, this lonely character, and it kind of like it bridges that gap between in the video and out the video. So obviously the video finished and there was credits and stuff, but now like I'm still feeling that character's still sitting there lonely.
Yeah. And the thing is, what you were saying about like cuts or doing a one shot or whatever, it has to be done with intention. If you're just cutting for the sake of it, you're just cutting for the, and it looked like everything in that video was done with an intention,
which is for me shows like a more mature filmmaker. Yeah.
Like I didn't realize when they panned the camera down and you saw the track.
Yeah.
The camera was on, I believe it's called a dolly.
Yeah.
They showed the track, but you didn't know it was a track. You just saw two little things, and
then
as
like,
it reveals back, it's like, oh, that's the camera track. Oh, there's the people. Oh, okay, that's how the rain's being created. And then even once all the lights was off, you still had the light from the car in the far right, in the, I don't know if it's background, foreground, whatever they call it. And then you see the camera being taken off the dolly and moving around, but it's still black and you still know Max is sitting in that chair all by himself, etc., etc. And then it goes to the audio with, you know, he was saying, you know, life happens from your perspective,
that's
etc., etc. But yeah, I agree with what you're saying. There was so much stimulus there. There's so many different layers that, and it's clear, or it was at least clear to me, that the audio is intentional with the video.
Yeah, 100%.
The audio is intentional with the visuals. So you kind of have to keep watching it to pick up. I'd be very interested to see what Max thoughts on it, or whether he'd be like one of those artists that goes, I'm not telling you my thoughts on my work. That's for you to
I kind of want to call him, but then it's like, if he doesn't pick up or he can't talk, should we just call him and see what happens?
Just call him.
Should we just be fucking spontaneous?
Let's be spontaneous.
If there's a cut right here, you know. I don't even try. Oh no, I do have his number.
But yeah, that was really flipping sick, man.
Sorry, but the person you've called isn't available at the moment.
Just
Why
leave him
not leave a message so they can get
Leave a
back
message.
to you?
All right, go on.
Just speak after the tone.
Say water.
When you've finished your message,
Then hang up.
just hang up. Or to hear more options, press 1.
Max, it's Abe. Water.
Follow the capsule. Well, we tried, guys.
We tried.
This is how you know it's all live and there's no edits, because Max didn't pick up. But also, Max is a super successful dancer and he's probably in another country.
Working right now.
Yeah, while we're talking about this shit.
Yeah, this water is pretty cool, that. And he's like,
Yeah, I'm
action.
a professional. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I'm definitely gonna go back and watch it again, but it's dope, I think, and Yeah, I think the words, that's what I'll need to go back and see. Like, I think I'll enjoy it more the more I see like the connection between what the words are saying and stuff.
Yeah.
Subtitles
really
would have been nice. What do you think?
Yes. I mean, I don't know if the subtitles maybe would have taken away from
the visuals,
what was going on visually.
That's true.
And I think if I'm putting myself in the creators, like all of them in their heads, like you don't want someone to be taken out of that.
True.
I think that it's definitely made for people who are used to seeing perspectives or being in that type of world of being able to appreciate and see all the layers quickly.
Yeah.
Right? Like Lee has an analogy where he says like seeing in 4K or seeing in 1080p or whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like I can see that at 360 and I know that there's a 1080p version of it. And it might take Max to talk to me for me to be able to see, that's the difference between 360 and 1080.
But I think that's good art, man. Like, I think I'm really an advocate for that type of thing where it's like, this takes longer than a TikTok thing to understand it. You know what I mean? And it's like that, and even if you didn't even if you watch it and then he explains it to you and you're like, I still don't like it. I'm like, I prefer that because it's like, everyone is like, like, you know, I always shitting on TikTok, but like the dances or whatever, it's like, okay, cool. This is like, everyone's like, oh yeah, that's cute. Yeah. But like no one feels great about it or no one hates it. It's just like,
This gives you a thought, your own thought process behind your own opinion of it. And like I still enjoyed it and I only seen 360p. You know what I mean? So like it does what it says on the tin.
Get a better internet connection.
Yeah, I know. Virgin.
What else? What do you call me? What else do we have?
What else is on the docket?
On the docket. What's the docket?
Okay, I don't know. I just said it. I've written Producey Woosey with Jamar and Julie. That rhymed, and I didn't even expect it to. I didn't even intend that to rhyme.
So
what was that?
What is breakdown? What that is?
Producey Woosey. There's a show, where one of our own, where someone won Best Producer. There's like a show with Jammer and Julie Adenuga. Jammer is a grime artist. He's I guess you can call him one of the OGs in the scene, or he is one of the OGs in the scene. And Julie Adenuga is JME's top producer. Okay. That's the name of the show on YouTube, by the way, everyone. Julie Adenuga is JME and Skepta's. Okay, I'm switching now. This week on the final episode of Top Producer, Jammer is joined by J2K. Oh, sick. Blakey? Blackie sounds more funny. Blackie, DJ Target, Poet. Oh, and a special guest, Wretch Free too. Raw, they had a lot of sick guests on this show. And I'm guessing they like put out a competition for producers to find like the next best producer. I feel like, how do you feel about that? I feel like there's more producers are getting way more shine these days now than they maybe did back in the day. I feel like the start of like hip hop and all of that, it was very focused on the DJ. Then it went to the lyricists, the MCs and all of that, and how good you are at stringing beats together. And now it's like at the start of every sick song, you hear like certain tags and you're like, this is this beat. Oh yeah, this is going to be
Sometimes
sick.
I search on Spotify by the producer.
Oh really?
Like depending, like if I'm in a mood for like Hit Boy or something.
Yeah.
Because I know no matter the lyricist, the producer kind of has more weight in terms of what the vibe of the song is. Like Nas can be on it. I mean, maybe Nas is a bad example, but like maybe like
we were talking about this last time I came around. We were watching Kenny Beats with Benny the Butcher, and he was saying how all of Griselda, or him specifically, is trying to diversify. They don't just want to do the gangster beats. They want to be able to jump on a trap beat or jump on a
and it changes the way they rap or the flow and whatever. So it's like, even if you have a rapper, like, you know what it is? Like I put on I mean, he's not a rapper, but like Ty Dolla $ign, right? Yeah. There's some songs that I love of his. I went when I was driving and I put Ty Dolla $ign and just did shuffle. And I did the same with Pusha T because his new track just came out. So I put Pusha T. I was in the mood for Pusha and I did shuffle. Yeah. Fucking regretted it, man.
Oh, really? Like, I thought you were going to be like, it was amazing. They're so versatile.
Because some of them are shit. Like some of the tracks that they've been on, I'm like, why the fuck did you choose this? But like,
really?
it's probably like money making stuff, but especially Ty Dolla $ign, there's some like, you know, those like ones that are like they playing like IB4 or something where it's like
Oh,
it's him singing at the beginning,
really?
yeah, and then it all like do, and you're like, why the fuck is he on this?
Yuck.
But anyway, point being is like, I think that rarely happens with a producer. Like,
Yes.
if you have a producer and you hit shuffle, even if there's all sorts of different rappers, all sorts of different artists, they keep a kind of consistent sound.
Although speaking, this is one reason why I like this is the whole thing that I bring up with producers like Timbaland versus Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I can tell a Timbaland beat, although
Yeah.
I feel like he's diversifying more now. But back in the day, you knew it was Timbaland because
Yeah.
it's probably got his voice going
Yeah.
or whatever. Whereas Dr. Dre sounded like he adapted his production for the artist he was producing for. Like a Game
True.
album sounded different than a Kendrick
But
album.
only to a certain extent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's still a lane, but I hear what you're saying. Like people have the producers will have their lane and they'll
And
stick.
I
in
think
their
more
lane.
than that, it's like, I think the producer or let's say the beat maker, producer, whatever, however you want to call it, like that will affect the feel of the track more than the rappers that are on it.
Yeah,
Do you find-
yeah. No, 100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they set like the mood
Yeah,
or the
for sure.
ambience for the rapper to then come in and create or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, this.
Yes.
there's a-
Sorry, I forgot what we were
we just
talking
went on
about.
a tangent about producing.
It's like, Dr. Dre, are we on the Super Bowl again? Yeah, so anyway, this guy Lotus, who is it's the last like few weeks that I had his tracks at the end of
Yes,
the
of
pod because
yeah,
he
yeah.
sent me a beat pack, which is dope. Shout out to Lotus for that. His tracks are sick. They what's even doper is that he sent me tracks that aren't out yet, so I got a chance to hear them. That's sick.
All right, you got the plug.
I got the plug. Yeah.
Man knows Lotus and that. You know what I mean? Like, big man's winning awards and that, but the Capsule's got like the hookup. You know them ones there, cuz.
Exactly. So yeah, basically Lotus went on the show and I had, to be honest with you, I wasn't following everything that was happening, but I was aware that he was on it. So I think what they did was they chose the best producers from each episode and then they kind of did like, I don't know how I've watched his part of the episode, but I haven't watched the whole thing.
I watched one of his clips.
Oh yeah.
That like right at the beginning. I can't remember how I saw it.
When he was in the like basement thing.
It was Julie Adenuga and Jammer playing his beat.
Yeah.
And both of them did the fart stank face.
Yeah.
And I did the fart stank
Yeah,
face
he's sick.
when I heard it. Yeah, no, that guy's cold,
Let's
man.
play his the snippet that he posted.
Yeah, play some of them beats, bruv.
Yeah.
I might just jump on this. Yo, 1, 2, you know that.
Say.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that at all.
Somewhere Dirty Harry's going, put that track back on, mate. I'll smoke it. Ah, come on, have it.
Yo, that's so fucking accurate.
That Dirty 808, man. Jeez.
Yeah, he's sick. So yeah, and he was on. That was the snippet that he posted from the finals. And he, I think, won the whole thing, which is
not
sick.
surprised.
I don't know what that means. Like, I don't know what he
wins.
gets. Yeah, but it'd be sick to hear from him. Maybe we'll call him next week. But yeah, sick stuff. Shout out to Lotus. Congratulations. He's from Birmingham. He's a woo. We got the buttons. Yeah, he's a producer and dancer from Birmingham. So
Oh, he dances as well.
yeah, he's a dancer. Yeah. We don't talk about these fucking people that aren't dancers. No, but yeah, he's a dancer from Birmingham, and yeah, man, that's
Sick
dope.
stuff, man.
Yeah, we like a bit of success, and you know what's also sick? He was talking in his interview about because I think he's quite young. I don't know how old he is, but he's not our age. He's not old as fuck. But he was talking about how like he was producing before, but he like got seriously into it during the lockdown.
Yeah. Oh, really?
And it's like we've seen a lot of like people struggle with the lockdown, especially younger people, like
yeah.
and older people, but like especially younger people, like struggling with the lockdowns and just mental health and just issues that have arisen, and we've seen it and heard about it in multiple ways. But it's like it's fucking dope to see someone like younger who was like locked down and then just made something dope out of it, and it like kind of gave him a chance to to spend time on something and build something, and now he's like getting success from it. So yeah.
Well, I think in terms of like creatives, if you're like an obsessive person or you have that time to really focus on your craft, flipping JD Reed did it. J Reels.
Yeah.
He was,
no one thinks of him as J Reels anymore.
Yeah, no, he's just JD Reed. Yeah. But if you didn't know, he went by J Reels, and he was one of the originators of Wet Wipes, Crump Crew. Like, I remember
and
before
if
he
you
made
didn't
his,
know, also Abe used to crump with Wet Wipes and Jordan back in the day.
Yeah, I remember speaking to him, and he was sick at producing even before like all of the crump stuff, and I know he wanted to get back into it, and once he took that break and was like, you know what, I've done the dancing thing, I really want to hammer this producing thing because I've got something here, like I'm special. He just went and he's taken off. Same thing with Josh, the good looking Constantanzo. That's your surname now,
I told him that's his new name.
He's killing it with DJing, man.
Yeah, man.
Isn't he at some
him and Sheldon are doing what the fuck are they?
Is that a big JD Reed is DJing there as well? Is that is it Wireless? No, Wireless is a festival.
It's
what's that club?
Fabric in London.
Which is a huge deal.
I think it's for Ivy Lab.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jordan Reed, Taylor Made, Josh Constantanzo, and Sev Raven, which is Sheldon. So shout out to those guys. They're doing Fabric Live on the 25th of March.
Flipping amazing.
And I think they're in their own room. So the one room is JD Reed, Taylor Made, Josh, and Sheldon.
Yeah.
And then in the other room, they've got like Mr. Carmack. I don't know.
Them rooms, bruv. Room 3, bro.
Room number 3.
That's where it's at.
Bro, I was watching this thing and it's like going back and forth, and I was like trying to read it. I was
Why
like, what
do they do
fuck?
that?
And then you swipe, and then there's one that you can actually read. I was like, I'm just like doing this.
What type of marketing is that? Let's put all of the names, but then let's move it so you have to really.
I'm like trying to keep it in line with me by doing it.
Flipping idiots.
So shout out to them for doing that. And yeah, it's true. Like, the like Josh is doing sick, but I think it's like, I don't know if it's easier when you're older. Maybe by that time you've built more of a like solid network of friends and stuff and support, people that you can really, really rely on. When you're younger, like even us, like we were close when we were like early 20s, but not as close as we are now, like in our 30s.
And we've got more discipline now, and all that. You kind of don't have, or like time management when you're a kid, etc. like that. Yeah,
and even just like emotionally, of like we can just call each other and be like, yo, I'm fucking lonely. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, which is like when you're young, I didn't have those skills to be able to identify it and then verbalize it or whatever. So I think maybe for us, I'm not saying it was easy for people who are older. Like I know a lot of people who are my age or older who struggled in the lockdowns, but even more if you're like a young kid and this is the first time you're like, well, it was the first time we're all dealing with it, but I don't know. It's just, I feel like it's something different when it's younger. Sorry, not to say.
But
like
if you're obsessive, it's very easy to just pour yourself into something. It doesn't matter what's going on or how old you are. You love doing this one thing, and you're gonna like it's all you think about. You're eating breakfast and you're thinking about, oh, if I do this,
and I don't have to go to school. I don't have to do nothing.
Do you know what I mean? So, but not taking anything away from.
No. Yeah, it's fucking dope. Yeah, shout out to Lotus. Dope work, bro. And was there anything else on the list?
Let me have a little look.
Check your list.
We got last thing, Kingsy Wingsy League.
Kingdoms League.
It doesn't sound as powerful as Kingdom League.
Wow. Kingdom League. Down.
Is that your theme song?
Down.
I'm pretty sure that's the theme song for something.
Kingsy Wingsy League coming.
We should call it the Kingsy Wingsy League from now on.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, I like it. So they have their first event coming up at in the house's Paintings Week. There's multiple, it's plural.
Paintings Week.
They posted some rules, which Kieran broke down the rules on the podcast a few episodes ago. I don't remember how many. But let's have a look and see. Maybe you can tell me your take on the rules.
On the rules.
So participants, the rules you will participants will be entered into the league by participating in one of our event prelims. So you get points even for being in a prelim.
Lovely.
So if you just enter, you get 1 point. Top 16 is 2. Top 8 is 4. Top 4 is 6. And then second place is 8 points and winner is 10. And the first event, the first event you can't be under 18. So then
Because of the venue.
Because of the venue. So then if you are under 18, you automatically get 2 points when you enter the next event. So that's the same as someone that got through to the top 16. So, yeah. Got any takes on that?
Yeah, I like it. I would have liked more of a gap between first and second place in terms of points. Maybe
8
second
or
place
10.
gets 7 and first place gets 10. But this is just my personal opinion.
So they would have been, like if you got through the semis, you only get 1 extra point than the semis.
Yeah.
The semis is 6 points, and then second place would be 7 in your scale.
Top 4 is 6. Yeah, because I mean the next battle, your second. If you win your top 4, the next battle you get to the finals. I don't think there's a huge. Depending on the bracket or whatever, I don't think it's like, well, you got to the finals, you deserve even like 2 points more. Fair. But only because I personally like rewarding winning, and if
you want it to be more of a celebration.
Like you
of the
want
winner.
it, like it's harder because if you think about it, if it's a league that they're doing, if I go along to this one event and I win, and it's mad people there, the pools are stacked, I go through bare heads, get first place. I'm not saying this is going to happen. And then I can't make like the next one. Yeah. But the person who placed second in the event that I won also places second in that one and also places second in the third one. It's not, and like the winners change. The person who's consistently second, you're at the top of the league in terms of points, but you haven't necessarily won an event.
So, and also what this is to say is basically imagine me and you enter, right? You win an event. I get to the semis. So you beat me in the semis, then you win the whole event, right? The next event, I get to the semis again and you don't show up. I'm ahead of you by 2 points. Yeah. So by getting to the semis, getting to the semis twice is more valuable than winning one event.
Yeah. Well, I suppose the rewarding consistency.
Yeah, I'm not like saying it out loud. I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, I'm not mad about, but me personally, I prefer
more of a
rewarding.
Fair.
The winner.
What about the under 18s situation?
Yeah, I don't think, from what it sounds like, it seems like that wasn't in their plans to do that, and then the venue was like, yeah, no, under 18s can't come in. So then I think that's fair for them to be like, look, you missed out on this one. But
I would have given them 1 point instead of 2.
Oh, talk about it.
Because the under 18, like...
I don't think they are giving them 2 points. They're saying if you enter to the next one, which is technically 1 point still. Because if you registered for this
but then
one,
I think you would. Oh, I see what you're saying. So rather than because I was thinking you get 3 points.
Oh, read it out again.
No, I think you're right. So therefore, all under 18s will receive 2 points when they join the league at other events. So they're getting the 1 point from the last one as a participant,
it's carrying over,
and the 1 point from this one. So they're getting 2 points total. Yeah. I thought it was 2 points plus the 1 point for entering. Okay, I'm dying. Okay. Sorry, guys.
It's always good to have a co-host.
Always good to have a co-host. Applications are going to be open to come and co-host.
He's not going to read any of them.
No, and the benefits are you get paid a salary of approximately £0. In fact, you have to pay to get yourself here.
He does make a good cup of tea, though.
And I make free tea. And no, applications will not be open. However, you can pay me to be here. If you would like to pay me £100 to do an episode of the Capsule with me, you can. That's also a joke. Or is it?
Or is it? Your PayPal just pops up at the bottom of the screen. If someone wanted to pay
£100 to be here, you fucking come and say anything you want. I'll just sit here quiet.
Someone do that. Someone's just going to come here. You're going to be like, welcome to the Capsule.
Or they just want to come and cuss someone out. And I'm like,
I paid £100, mate.
Yeah.
Do you reckon you'd be like, oh, for flip's sake, I'm trying to do this? So you'd be like, I'm getting £100 for this.
Yeah.
Go nuts.
If someone wants to pay £100 to come and cuss someone out on a public platform, they can use mine.
You little sellout. I like it.
Depends who it is. If it's me, definitely. If you want to cuss me out and you want to come and pay £100 to cuss me out.
But if it's going to hurt your bottom line, then no.
Yeah, because I don't want to lose any of that £0 I'm making on the Capsule at the moment.
Of course, bro. You're rolling in it, bro.
I've got so many £0.
But you know Lotus. You know what I mean?
That's
You're
the first,
winning in life, bro.
that's the first payment I've received is a free beat pack. Yeah, anyway, that is all. At the risk of us just talking shit for another hour. Abe's got things to do. He didn't dress up all sexy just for me. He's got shit to do after this, so I don't. That's why I'm in tracksuit bottoms. Yeah, that's it really. Shout out to everyone that we talked about. Go follow the capsule. One more time, gonna do it. Don't celebrate them. Imagine we get monetized for we get taken down because I sang that. Is that how it works? No, it can't be right.
No. You're not that good at singing.
Yeah, that's true. They're like, this isn't even a real song. One final thing is the AIM podcast, which is my 50th interview ever. Hit it. Yeah, so it's out now. Definitely go and check it out. I had a fucking good talk with the ladies from AIM Collective, Martina, Camille, and Lucia.
I call them the Migos.
The Migo. Why do you call them the Migos?
Because they're
the
smashing
three-
everything like the Migos.
They're the three Migos.
They're the Migos of the battle of the dancing.
I like it. Yeah, and that was my 50th episode, which I'm proud of. I always said at the beginning of doing the podcast ever that I'm like, I don't know the goal yet when I first started, but I was like, I'm just going to aim for 50 episodes and then reassess. Like I'm going to just put my head down and swim and not come up for air until I hit 50. And I did. And it happened a bit before 50, but like the kind of business plan is becoming a bit more clear and it's starting to make sense. And I start to know the direction I want to go in, probably more around like 35, 40.
How long is it taking you to get to 50?
2 years, but that's including the entirety of the pandemic. I started in January 2020. At Christmas, I had the idea and I was like, right, I'm starting in January. So I did my first podcast in January. And then from then, it was the entire of the pandemic, 2 years.
But regardless, like the pandemic makes that even more of an achievement because it would have been very easy for you to be like, I've had
fuck it.
6 months out. Yeah, forget about it. Like that is flipping sick, bruv. I'm going to hit that one more time for them. No, I'm not going to. I was going to swear. Yo, bro, that's
you, bro.
really flipping sick. Well done, man.
Thank you.
For real.
Also it was like everyone started doing talks during the lockdown. Like everyone was on IG Live doing like, I'm going to do interviews now every week. And it's like, fuck's sake.
Where are they now? Where are you now? Not so easy, is it?
But that was the thing. It was like I was it almost put me off because I was like, I don't want to be grouped into all these like lockdown talks that people are doing because I think most of them weren't thought out and weren't good. And I was I still am, but like researching a lot, like understanding how to interview, like watching all the people I watch and looking up to and like kind of taking mental notes and learning how they make a good interview. And I think some people were just going on IG Live and chatting. There was some good shit. People like Mechanical, he's been doing his talks for a long time. And they're like he's
been studying, I know, public speaking or
exactly
stuff like that. So yeah.
So not to say everyone is like that, but yeah. So I just like it almost put me off first of all, and then obviously it was tough to do during the lockdown. So with meeting people, and also the thing is I don't like doing Zoom. It's not to say that it will never happen, but I really don't want it to. Yeah. Every meeting I've been in and said, well, we could do one on Zoom. And I'm like, I would love if we didn't. It may happen, especially if I'm working with companies or like collaborating with other entities that want a certain guest or a certain episode, it might happen. But for my pods, if I can avoid Zoom, I will, because I think it changes the dynamic of the conversation. It's better to, I'd rather wait to have someone in the room than, there's a lot of international guests that I've been talking to about doing it, and they're like
they're still on Zoom.
No, like as in they're fairly big names.
Yeah.
And I'm like there's some dancers in Paris that I've spoken to about doing it, and it's like I could just get them on Zoom.
Well, bad man and that. Go on, flex some more, bro.
I know Lotus.
Tell them, oi, come on.
No, but yeah, you could have easily just been like, right, we'll get him on Zoom. This will help my platform, blah, blah, blah. But you want to do it.
Nah, I'd rather sacrifice having these big names until I can get them in the room and actually meet and talk to them. And I think for me, it's that type of, I try to have this with everything, but it's like that type of integrity that I think is hopefully going to like push this whole thing above and beyond.
Yeah.
Even if it like people don't notice it at the beginning or whatever, I think it's like keeping that like no matter who's listening, like I'm keeping my kind of standards.
I'm sticking to it.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm happy to have hit 50. It's 50 episodes, not 50 guests, because some of them have been 3 or 4 people. So I've sat down with like probably, I don't know how many people were more than maybe 60, maybe 70 people altogether. So it's not bad for 2 years. And I think they're going to hopefully pick up now that
The world's opening up.
that the world's
And
open.
you're good at your stuff and people know who you are.
And I can travel a bit more. There's already quite a few things like collaborations with events. I've spoken about this before coming up this year, but yeah, I'm happy with where I'm at. Well, I'm not happy. I'm not satisfied with where I'm at, but I'm happy with where I'm at. And what else was I gonna say about that? Yeah, check out the AIM podcast. It's online now on YouTube by the link in the Capsule bio. It's also on Spotify if you listen on Spotify with the video, because we have early access to the Spotify video feature. I'm basically Joe Rogan. You know what it is?
You don't want to be him right now, mate. You don't want to be him right now.
I'm basically not Joe Rogan. Woo.
Dodge that bullet.
Yeah. No, I meant in the sense that Spotify. No, you know what?
Just move. Just run.
Let's stay away from that topic. No, what was I going to say? Yeah, so we have the video on Spotify, which means you can like watch and then lock your screen if you need to and still listen.
That's so
which
cool.
YouTube doesn't let us do because it's annoying. That's it really. Yeah, check out the AIM podcast. Thanks to them for being the 50th episode. Thanks to everyone that's listened to up till now. I mean, this podcast I've done every week since September. So September, October, November, December, January, February. 5 months. 5 months times
Every week.
4. What's 5 times 4? 20, like 20 weeks. No, what? More than that. 5 times 4 is 20. I don't know. 3 carry the 1 divided by the hypotenuse of the.
You've done a lot, and you've kept it. You've kept it going.
I've kept it going a week. Yeah. Anyway, that's it. Really, we're done at this point. Basically,
Why are you still here?
is there any sound effects that you want to hit before we leave?
The green one. That's brilliant.
We need someone to fail in
Yeah.
order for that to happen.
Well, you just failed with maths.
Woo! Okay, 5 times 5 is 62. Okay. Abe, if you would be so kind as to play us out by hitting the top left button. Wait for it. I just want to say thank you, everybody, for listening. Abe, could you give him a song to say goodbye and then hit the button when you're done?
Thanks for listening. You gotta keep them guessing, bruv.
Keep him guessing. Keep him guessing with the flessing. Keep him stressing with the dessing. Flessing, dessing with the guessing. The taping and the guessing when the keeping when the guessing.
Guessing. Every time I'm guessing and I'm guessing, it's the
End of the song. It's
finished.
It's finished. It's
fade.
It's finished. It's gone. It's gone. It's gone. I'm gonna cut all of this out.